YouTube, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlogs. Today's episode is pretty damn special, special to me. We are covering an update on the Supra, the Lamborghini and the GTR, and today we actually need to take the Lamborghini for its 3rd year service to Lamborghini Melbourne. Pretty crazy to say that we've been owning the car for 3 years. And that's going to come in a later episode in the vlogs. If you guys want to see that, smash the like button. Leave some feedback below. Let me know what you guys want to see. I was literally going to cover an update as to, the cost of ownership, what I like and what I don't like about the car, and how I came about to own it. So that's in a future episode. But today we're essentially going to be covering all updates. If you're new to the channel, I am Eddie Oz. This is All Things Edders, and we cover everything fitness, business, and automotive. And let's start today. My brief morning ritual at the moment, I basically mix 1 scoop of Thermogenic, 1 scoop of creatine, been loading up on that to help with training, been loading up on this to help with burning off excess fat, and also it gives me a kickstart to the day. This is one I prepared earlier, and it actually doesn't taste too bad.
Not bad.
There have been some updates here at home as well. I have never had a workstation for myself, so I'll take you guys through that. In here, so essentially, I created my own little haven, my own little work spot. That's Luna's bed. Essentially, this is my new workstation. I've never had one, and the whole plan is to increase productivity and efficiency. I've always been working on my MacBook Pro, which is great because I can take my work anywhere, but not so great when, you don't have your own little dedicated spot. I ended up picking this up yesterday. It's an LG 38-inch and ultra wide. I haven't used it as yet, but essentially I'm just going to plug in my MacBook through a USB-C port and get split screen capabilities. I'm the type that likes to open up a million tabs, and I'm sure you guys are too. And every time I open up a million tabs, I lose concentration of where I'm at. I'm always fiddling around trying to organize my screen so I can see everything, because I'm always doing multiple things, and I'm hoping that this, gets rid of that problem and allows me to be a little bit more efficient with my workflow. So basically, this is my reading corner. I've got a few little cabinets. That's outside the pool, never use it. And I've been collecting some of these 1/18th models as well. This is Brian's, Paul Walker's Toyota Supra, the actual one. This is a die-cast special edition model, and I've got this Audi R8 model sitting on my desk at the moment. Pretty cool. This was actually my first supercar, so I loved it. It was a manual V10. There's nothing quite like a gated manual V10 supercar. It felt like a luxury sedan on the inside, which meant it was incredibly comfortable, but it had the shell of an exotic, and I loved owning the car. I actually sold it 2 years ago. Kind of wish I hadn't. And now I'm appreciating, but that's life. You live and you learn. You can't own everything, or can you? So, I don't know how I'm going to do these transitions. So I don't know why I've chosen to sit down, but I'm going to take full advantage of this new workstation. Essentially, I just wanted to give you guys an update real quick on Do You Even. You guys may or may not know, I'm the founder. I've been running the brand for 7 years now, and we just went through our biggest sales period ever. It was the BFCM sales period. We basically exceeded all expectations, broke all records, and now we're looking towards 2020 and what our goals are there. We've already mapped out Q1 through to Q3, and essentially it's about expanding abroad and basically refining our internal processes so that we can make the experience for you guys that much better. So this arrives on time, you guys enjoy it. If you didn't get the right fit, you can return it back to us pretty much next day, and everyone's happy. I absolutely love what I'm doing, and that's why I continue to supersede our current processes. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, and so, I've enjoyed turning a hobby of mine, fitness and sports, into a viable e-commerce platform, and now I enjoy sharing another passion of mine, which is automotive, so let's cut to that. Basically, today we are taking the Lamborghini down to Lamborghini Melbourne for its 3rd year service. Lucky to say that I've owned a Lamborghini Huracan for the last 3 years. I optioned that one myself. It was funny because I went to the dealer. Initially, I wanted to buy a green Huracan, and they had one on the showroom floor. The deal didn't eventuate for whatever reason, and unfortunately it sold pretty much the next day to a new buyer. Wasn't meant to be, but I ended up getting to option one of my own, and since I got to option it right from scratch, my first car that I've ever optioned, I decided to go with red. Love red, and it arrived about 8 or 9 months later, which was the longest wait of my life, but it was well worth it. And let's go to a cold start in the Lamborghini. Luna, you wanna say hi to the vlog? By the way, not sponsored by IKEA, but if you guys are watching, I pretty much bought your entire office suite, and it resides in that room. So, if you're watching, feel free, to shout out your boy. All right, so keys in hand. And this is the home gym, which has been getting a lot of use. Re-rack your weights, guys, don't be me. You guys know I need to start the Hurricane, drive to Lamborghini Melbourne. It's due for its 30-year service. We've got the GTR sitting here, it looks nice and clean. Hasn't been driven for a while. Unfortunately, you know, I've been taking Supra pretty much everywhere. Again, these boxes that surround the car, some of them are for the green build Supra, as well as the yellow Supra, which I'll touch upon later, but most of it has to do with the GTR parts. So we need to find some time in the new year to basically get our Z-Tune kit fitted. We've got the rear spats, we've got the side skirts and the front bar, and we've got the carbon extenders for the wing, and get it all painted and fitted. The car made a little over 300 all-wheel kilowatts. It's incredibly fun to drive, but I think we can get a little bit more power from the platform. Ideally, 500 wheel horsepower would be amazing. I think that's perfect for the street and perfect for this car before anything starts to, you know, really blow. And that's not what we want, especially with such a rare example. I did have Nismo LM GT4s in 18-inch fitted to the car, which I think suits it really, really nicely. And then we've got the Hurricane. I haven't done a video on this yet, but I definitely want to do a video on its ownership and what it's like to own a Hurricane, all the pros and cons, as well as the costs involved to finance and own a car like this. I bought it when I was 27. So I was 26 at the time when I put the deposit down, 27 when I took delivery. And being a 27-year-old, no one wants to finance you or even insure the car. So that was a tough gig for me. I'll have more on that later. So that's essentially it. All we need to do now is start up the car and drive off. Actually, before we start up the car and leave, I thought I'd give you guys an update on the Supra in 3, 2, 1. And we're here with the Supra. You guys have seen the last 4 episodes on the Supra. We took advantage of Real Street Performance's Black Friday sales, and we ended up picking up a Boost Logic downpipe, as well as new turbo for the car, an exhaust system, and some aesthetic upgrades, which I won't mention as yet. I'll keep that one a surprise. But essentially, there is a backlog on orders at the moment, and it might be 3 or 4 weeks before we see that package. So I've been talking to Gordy from eTuners Motorsport, and in the interim, what we're going to do is take the car back to him, and we're going to tune this stock platform and just see how much power the stock platform can make, essentially with 0 performance upgrades. And then we'll run it back to back at the track and see what it can run with a tuned stock platform. So I'm excited for that. Once we've got that done, we'll start layering the performance modifications on the car and just see how fast it goes. And I'm tearing up. It is so cold. You know, it's summer here in Australia, and it's been raining non-stop since the first day of summer, and it's miserable. It's miserable. I'm hoping the heat comes about because I want some heat. That's what I've been living for. Why do you do this? That's everything that you need to know about the Supra. So I just realized as I was packing my bag that I forgot to mention the yellow Supra. Now, some of you may know from the previous episode that we have a 2002 RZS finished in solid yellow. It's one of the rarest cars ever produced for the Supra. Only 43 were made between the periods of 1999 to 2002. It was only a JDM car, so the European and the US market didn't get it. It's kind of ugly, but people are kind of infatuated with it. We've got one in our possession. It gets started every so often, but never gets driven. And I'm thinking, I know, I hate to say it, I'm thinking about selling the car because it does nothing for me at all. I haven't recorded any content with it. I don't plan to record any content with it unless you guys want to see that. If you do, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should we sell the car or should we keep it? And if we keep it, what do we really do with it? I don't know. So this is a cold startup of the Lamborghini Hurricane, which needs servicing. Also forgot to mention that the Lambo has a titanium exhaust and it's quite loud. Alright, so as you guys can see, it actually desperately needs a service. We're at the minimum when it comes to engine oil, so gonna drive it to Lamborghini Melbourne now, pop it in for its service. As you guys can see as well from the odometer, we're sitting at almost 10,000 kilometers, so 10,000 joyful kilometers in the last 3 years. Not bad.
Not bad.
Thoroughly enjoyed, as you guys can tell. But for now, let's head to Lamborghini Melbourne. We just got to the dealership and Murcielago and Aventador S in front of me, and I guess we just need to drop off the keys. Alright, so we have officially dropped off the keys for third year service, and that's basically it. We just need to head back to the office now. Fair bit of work to do. Gotta get to it. Actually, I'll take you guys through the showroom in a second. What's in stock? Oh, the SV. See, this is the problem with coming down to the Lamborghini Melbourne showroom. There's always cars that you want to purchase, and I just got to remind myself that I've got enough. This would be a great addition though. I'm not sure what orange shade this is, Arancia orange maybe, but this is a fine example of a Lamborghini Aventador SV, and I'm assuming it's for sale because it's on the showroom, but it looks pretty good. You've got the Hurricane Evo here, convertible, normal LP610. That looks like it's a customer's delivery. Not sure what it might, oh, an SVJ. So you got an SVJ under the covers. And then you've got the McLaren dealership across the road, which we were lucky enough to be invited to a drive day to test out the 720S and the 600 LT. Unfortunately, my camera's died while we were filming that episode, but it is pretty much complete. Maybe we'll drop it for a future episode. But that's it, that's a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and I am out.